Hello everyone, welcome to the Little Chapel of Faith. My name is Tina. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. We have platforms on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. If you're on any of those or all those, please like, subscribe, and share. We're here with the readings from the autobiography of Saint Therese of Lisieux. We are on chapter 5. In His infinite goodness, Reverend Mother, God has given me the grace to sound the mysterious depths of charity. If I could only tell you all I understand, it would be like harmonies of heavens in your ears. But I can only lisp like a child, and would be tempted to ask leave to be silent if the words of Jesus did not support me. When the Divine Master says, "Give to everyone that asketh thee, and of him that taketh away thy goods, ask them not again," I think he means not only the goods of earth, but those of heaven too. Neither belong to me in any case, since I renounced the former when I took the vow of poverty, and the latter have only been lent to me by God. He can take them back, and I should have no right to complain about it. But one's most intimate thoughts, the children of one's hearts and minds, are riches, which one clings to as one's very own. No one has any right to encroach on them. If, for example, I tell one of the sisters of some enlightening thought that came to me in meditation, and as she makes it known as if it had come to her, it would seem as though she had taken something that was mine. Or again, if in recreation someone whispers something amusing to her neighbors, and this is repeated out loud without acknowledgement, its author feels as if she has been robbed. She may say something at the time, but feels her loss and seizes the first chance she gets to make known, delicately of course, that it was stolen from her treasury of thoughts. I could not tell you of such paltry failings, Mother, had I not experienced them myself, and I should have liked to fool myself with the pleasant illusions that they troubled me alone, had you not ordered me to act as spiritual directress to the novices. This task which you entrusted to me has taught me much, while above all it makes me practice what I preach. I think it is true to say now that through grace I am as detached from the spiritual good of heart and soul as I am from earthly goods. If any thoughts or words of mine should happen to give pleasure to the sisters, I am only too glad that they should treat them as their own property. Such thoughts, after all, do not belong to me, but to the Holy Ghost. For has not St. Paul assured us that without the spirit of love, we cannot even call Father? I cannot regard such thoughts as my personal property, and so he is very welcome to make use of me to pass them on to others. Besides, I've been convinced for a long time that the thought, of course, one must not despise anything that help us to be more closely united to God. Such inspirations, however sublime, are worth nothing without deeds. True, others may profit by these thoughts, so as long as they are grateful to God for allowing them to share the banquet of one more privilege. But if it makes the latter self-satisfied, like the Pharisee, she would be like something dying of hunger at a well-spread table. The guests would take their fill, perhaps even casting envious eyes upon the owner of such riches while she starved. Yes, only God can see what is at the bottom of our hearts. We are half blinded. When someone is more enlightened than we are, we conclude that God must love us less. Since when did he lose the right to use anyone he likes to feed his other children with the food they need? He certainly acted in this way in the time of Pharaoh, for he said to them, "And therefore have I raised thee, that I may show my power in thee, and my name may be spoken of throughout the earth." That was centuries ago, but the Most High has not changed his ways. He has always chosen from among his people those whom he carries out his works for his soul. Could a canvas painted by an artist think and speak, it certainly would not grumble at being continually touched and retouched by the brush, nor be envious of the brush, knowing that its beauty did not come from the brush, but from the artist who was using it. The brush in turn could take no credit for masterpiece just because it used to paint it, knowing the real artists are never at loss, rejoice at difficulties, and often their own amusement, use use the most wretched and defective instruments. I am the little brush, Reverend Mother, which Jesus has chosen to use to paint his likeness on the souls you have entrusted to my care. An artist uses many brushes, or at least two. The first and most important is used to sketch the general background and quickly covers the whole of the canvas, while the second, the smaller one, is used to sketch in detail. I liken you, Mother, to the more valuable brush, which Jesus lovingly takes up when he has in mind some great works upon the children's soul. I am the very little brush he uses afterward for minor details. The divine artist first took up his little brush, on the 8th of December, 1892, and I shall always remember the occasion as one of special grace. I found a companion in the novitiate when I entered Carmel. She was 8 years older than I was, but in spite of this, we became intimate friends and were allowed to talk together about spiritual matters to develop an affection which showed signs of helping us to practice the practice of virtue. I think I'm going to leave it there for today. I hope you're all having a beautiful day. Be well, be safe, be kind to each other. May God bless us all.